Hello, welcome to my reading for 0 degrees Gemini. We have the Five of Wands. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Six of Wands, the Explorer of Swords. We have the Acrobat. We have the Backpacker of Pentacles. With the Five of Wands, I feel like it's about the alignment. I feel like it's about the focus with the Five of Wands. Yeah, with the Five of Wands, I feel like it's about your focus. Conformity doesn't do anyone any favors. Your focus is what gets you somewhere. Basically, you need to worry about your boundaries. Corporations will work you pretty hard. If you're not scheduled to work, you shouldn't be up and running, because you have to have a life outside of work. Otherwise, you're so exhausted you don't want to cook. You don't want to clean. You don't want to do anything extra around the house because you gave all your energy away somewhere else. Okay? So we've got the Six of Wands. We need to be able to receive. We need to be able to receive. And we need to let go of not being worthy. We're worthy of receiving. We are. Okay, essentially, we need to have tolerance. We need to let go of hierarchies. Not everyone is involved in the same hierarchy. There's different systems of grading, being adaptable is better than being complacent. So, are you complacent, or are you adapting? Are you adaptable? Or are you flexible? Yeah, you need some flexibility. You don't want to be complacent. Yet, you need to know when to take a time out. Because overachieving doesn't work. So, if this card were in reverse, I would say maybe choose the right perspective. Choose the right perspective, because if you're dealing with savior mentality, if you're dealing with hierarchies, everyone has a different perspective, We have confidence. When I set my mind on something, I won't stop until I reach it. We have abundance. Abundance could be coming. We don't have to force everything. We don't always have to beg for a promotion. We can coexist without being the top dog. Self-worth. Things happen when they are supposed to. Okay? Things happen when they're supposed to. That's just a good thought on your self-worth. I mean, you may not be in the most successful period of time, but, you know, if you're healing, if you're working on better, if you're reviving your life, don't worry about it. Abundance can come. Abundance is my essence, my foundation, and my being. Believe in abundance. You know, you can get help. You know, sometimes you're at the doctor's office and people are telling you to pick up some free food, you know. When I set my mind on something, I won't stop until I reach it. This is about the confidence. We don't need to stop. We need to be confident in our abilities to keep going. We can keep going even if we're not, you know, the best employee, even if we're not overachieving. We don't need to overachieve. We can have a life outside of our jobs. You know, savior mentality is not necessary all the time. Again, you know, everybody has their system of grading you. Everyone wants to grade. Everyone wants to keep score. But you got to focus on your own stuff. Like, are you healthy? Do you go to the doctor? Do you go to the dentist? What's up? Do you have a life outside of work? Is your self-worth dependent upon your work and only your work? I mean, do you have a life outside of work? Can you receive? Can you receive in your personal life? Can you work on your well-being? Can you nurture yourself? I mean, all of this is just essential to survive in this world. We can have a life outside of work. We can have creative abilities. We can have just content we're creating. We can have projects. We can have relationships. We can have friendships. We can have growth outside of our work. You can be doing artwork and selling it. You could be on eBay. There's so much more we could be doing with ourselves than just working. The work will always be there. There's always going to be some type of work. There's always something we should be working on. So I feel like the power is in your focus. Conformity, you know, you do as much as that, as much conformity as needed. You make people happy. But if it's not your shift, you don't have to jump and run. You don't have to run. You don't have to work on your day off. So the work-life balance matters. And we should care about that. We should have a life outside of work. And we should have some flexibility to balance it out. If we're not focusing on a life outside of work, life could fall apart if you're not tending to your own business. You gotta handle your own business too. Alright, that's my message. Thanks for watching.